Good morning, folks. Anyone up grinding this morning? Keep hammering harder. Just morning thoughts like I often do on my runs. Just basic run this morning. Little 3 miles, medium pace. Getting ready for the 48-hour challenge. Starting this Friday, this Sunday. Second year doing it. For anyone that follows, probably not very many people locally. Just real quick, anyone that is making a big change in life. A lot of times we're resistant to that because everyone isn't on board. We want everyone to accept our change. We want people to encourage us. We want people to support us. And there will be some. And a lot of times it will seem like there's more in the beginning that do this than end up staying the course. Let me tell you, when you're doing something that is against the status quo, non-traditional, non-conventional in every way, whether it be your relationship, whether it be going a totally different direction with job or career, whether it be relocation, whether it be all of those things. Get out of a long-term relationship, leave a long-term job, try to start a business, entrepreneurship, try to build a brand. Everyone's not going to be on board with it. Matter of fact, most people aren't going to be on board with it. They're all about it as long as it's not somebody they know. The whole reason for lack of support is it's not relatable and it doesn't resonate with them, and they don't want it to be somebody they know, because then that eliminates their excuse because they know that it can be done. Kind of like the underdog story. I often tell people we like the underdog and the villain in movies. That's why we support them, but we don't do it with people we know. Listen, you making a big life change in one or all of those categories, people aren't going to be encouraged, aren't going to encourage you most of the time. They're not going to be on board. It's going to be quite the opposite. That's a test. Here's another thing. Anyone that understands this about networking outside your community, your family, your friends, all of that, if you really want to build something, it doesn't, again, if it's not materialistic related, a car, a truck, a house, anything like that, usually it doesn't resonate with people, because that's usually what they identify success as. And people that have a real purpose, when you pursue your real purpose, you build everything else around that. And that has little to nothing to do with material things or money. That should just be a byproduct of it eventually. That's just part of how things fall. Let me tell you, when you're working on getting to the next level on anything that is not relatable to people around you, let me let you know this. It's happening right now, and this feels so good. I can't even describe this. I especially didn't get this early on in my life. Took a long time, but again, a lot of us made transition later and never regret any of it. When you get ready to make that transition, a lot of times the next level, right before you get to the next level on anything, a lot more difficulties coming, a lot more obstacles, a lot more roadblocks. And one thing I realized when I was younger, I probably would have stopped on a lot of this because I didn't understand it and have the tools and self-education and experience I have now. Your next level help is not coming from people you know. It's not unless you're interconnected in the community. You have the family last name, you have that inherited network, anything like that, just an unlimited abundance of resources. It's not. And again, this has nothing to do with money. When you start connecting with people outside your community, your next level networking is going to come from people that you may not have ever met in person, or only communicated with on social media, or only met a couple of times. And let me tell you why, because these people have been through the same thing. They've been through the same thing and they get it. You don't have to tell them that. People around you, they don't get it. And then what happens as you start moving up to the next level, then it eliminates their excuse. Kind of like people who put in the work. They don't get it. If they think their lack of support and their criticism, heckling, or just ignoring you, not acknowledging it, they think that will get you to quit. And for most people, it will. Let me just be clear about this. Everyone's not going to be on board. Everyone's not going to be supportive. And the reason often we do not acknowledge these people, because we don't want to identify them that it's people that we love and care about, or we have known our whole life. That's the truth. We think because there's no way that they wouldn't be supportive of me. Anyone that's doing anything different than what most of their circle, their clique, and their family and their co-workers are, they understand this, which is, it's coming from people you've never met or you barely know. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all stay humble, live savage.